Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Grassroots Racing Show.
Welcome to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. We're filming today at the Kansas Auto Racing Museum in Chapman. And Roger, we had sent Mike Kraft, who does the filming work for us, off to Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City. Beautiful track, not too far from the NASCAR track. And we both have raced on Lakeside as dirt and asphalt. And so it's been an interesting track, well ran, nice location, good community, well supported.
The payouts at the purse at Lakeside is just incredible.
It certainly is for this event. The races that the past 2 weeks you've been watching have been from Lakeside, and the first one we saw was $5,000 to win, and this is pretty similar. This that you're going to see tonight is USRA National Championship, pays $3,000 to win. Now the National Championship, that would be for the stock cars, what we would consider as street stocks. And over the evolution of racing, when I started racing late models, they were pretty similar to what the street stocks are now. And this street stock is well advanced. It's good racing. It's a little bit more affordable, a lot more affordable, but it's always good, exciting racing because the people that are involved in it take a lot of pride in their racing and their race cars. The tracks are well prepared, and Lakeside certainly no exception. This was a huge weekend for these racing activities. They paid out, like you said, they paid out a lot of money on that weekend.
And this is going to be a good race. You just hinted at something there when you mentioned what the street stock looked like when you started racing. That would be Buford. And that was that combination
Buick and Ford.
Buick and Ford you guys put together, and that was basic street stock.
That wasn't much of a street. That was a pretty rough-looking car.
At the it was a two-door on one side, and you didn't get the frame cut just right, and so it was a four-door on the other. But I mean, it was a good place to start. But here at the Auto Racing Museum, we get to see what evolution is like, because we start back here in the 50s, early 60s, where I was, with jalopies. And we just walked down the side of the museum a little bit and look at some of the displays, and there's a Nance sprint car, which started out as a jalopy class. And every year they just kept modifying them until they ended up with sprint cars. Did you know that?
Yeah.
We went through the hoodoos, the super modifieds, and then we went into the non-wing sprints and then the sprint cars. So evolution, it's here at the Auto Racing Museum, every place you look.
Oh, absolutely. And we can remember, of course, when what is now the late model class started, it was the hobos, and it progressed on into that to what is the late models, like I said, when we started, would really be like a street stock now. So those guys who are racing street stocks now would have been right in the thick of it with the late model racings over the years.
And I'm looking at a state-of-the-art late model down here at the corner of the museum.
Yeah. And
next door in our new annex, there's a state-of-the-art Doug Wolfgang sprint car that is just beautiful.
Yep, two of them. And that building will come online later in the year. Well, watch the racing from USRA National Championship event.
Kevin Anderson, Kyle Falk, Mitch Hovden. Here we go. Green flag flies, and we're back underway. Oh my, 3 wide off of turn 2. They hit him up to full song now. Coming around for lap number 1. Who will be your leader? Anderson on the inside, Hovden on the outside, and it'll be the Fort 17 showing the way. Kevin Anderson, Steve Jackson, the number 2 spot now in car 2J. Follows him down the back chute. As we get things sorted out, hit it night car 12 off the pace, Scotty Moore. Kyle Falk to 67, Mitch Hovden in the 15. Hovden up top, as now Steve Jackson will take over that top spot, the 2J car. Anderson will come back, and they are still 3 wide off of turn 4 at Lakeside Speedway. Dylan Anderson, the 44 car, trying to make some hay, and there is no room in the end. There is absolutely a log jam up front in the most competitive field each and every Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. And we've got another one up into the wall in turn 3. We'll see if he will pull it back down out of the way or if this will warrant a caution flag here this evening. Coming around off of turn 4, and the caution flag is out for Thomas Roberts here tonight.
Man, it doesn't get any better than this. You're watching the Grassroots Racing Show.
Caution light is out, and let's hope for the last time. 27 more circuits here at Lakeside Speedway. As again, Mike Schrader with green flag high in the air. We're back racing. Look out. Got one around. We'll see if he fires it up. Yes, indeed. Thank you. We stay green flag racing. Looks like the 18 car of Tom Schmidt. Very slow hit it on, and we will slow another time. The 18 car, Tom Schmidt. Right front tire down. Schmidt with a new right front, throw down the 18 car. And we'll tag up to the back of the field here tonight in our Stock Car National Feature event here at Lakeside Speedway. Green flag back in the air, and here we go. High, low, middle, and Kyle Falk says, I like the bottom. The 67 car now goes to the inside of Kevin Anderson. And Kyle Falk will now come the number 2 spot and see if he can do anything with Steve Jackson, your leader. Dylan Anderson indeed started in 6th, and he is up to 3rd. He's got half the field whittled away as everybody in those top spots now going to the bottom line. Kevin Donlin, car 33, starting to make some noise as he is pulled up into 6th. Dean Ray, car number 77, flying the Dodge colors here tonight, running that high groove, brings it down off of turn 4 as he battles now. Pulling up on the 37 car of Justin Seifert. As up front, it continues to be Jackson, your leader. Kyle Falk in car 67 in 2nd. Two by two, they pair up with Jackson leading, Falk in 2nd. 4th place right now, Kevin Anderson, as he will fall back another position. Our pole sitter here tonight. And I do believe that is the 44 of Dylan Anderson, now up to number 3 spot. Kevin Anderson, our pole sitter, falling back now into 7th. As we watch up front, Kevin Donlin now, the 33, has worked his way past. And right now, looking to crack the top 5 with Brett Heater in the 05. And then you see upstairs the 15 of Mitch Hovden. working lap number 11. And Kyle Falk all over Steve Jackson. Your leader here tonight. And car 2J. Track continues to be clean flag racing. Clean and green at Lakeside in our stock car feature event. Dylan Anderson is getting a heck of a run off of turn 2 in that 44 car. Just keep a watch. He goes to the bottom in 3 and 4, but upstairs, and we got a car up against the wall in turn 3. Looks to be Brad Heater in the 05. Brad Heater pulls off track. We stay racing. Green flag remains out on the track. Off of turn 4, Jackson continues to lead. Anderson now wrestles the number 2 spot from Kyle Falk in car 67, and Anderson is looking for more. He is looking for the lead. Dylan Anderson, where did he light it up from? Well, he is liking it here tonight as they come around off of turn number 4, and you've got a new leader. It's the 44. Dylan Anderson coming from 6th spot to lead here this evening.
We gotta find out where he's from. I think he's from Decorah.
This is Dan Wall with Fuels for Racing, and you're watching my favorite show, Grassroots Racing.
Dylan Anderson, car 44. Brings his field around off of turn 4. Hovden now to 2nd. Kyle Falk back to 3rd. And 4th place is a 417 of Kevin Anderson. Steve Jackson falling back into 5th. Seifert in 6th.
You nailed it right on the dot. Dylan is from Decorah.
Two Decorah drivers running 1-2 here tonight. Make it 1-2-3. Kyle Falk from Decorah. Mitch Hovden from Ditto Decorah, and you've got out front Dylan Anderson, the top 3 competitors at Upper Iowa Speedway, and running very well here tonight in the Nationals, showing why these drivers truly the best in racing action in our stock car field. Got one blowing them up in the front straightaway, hard into the wall. More cars over. Red flag is out. We've got to roll over again as they hit the oil and water. And we are red flagged again, hit it on our stock car, A-Main.
Who went over? I couldn't see it. There's a black and orange car.
Red flagged again here this evening. And I don't know who had the motor let loose, but when they come storming down into turn 1, they got sideways and up and over. And we will take a look for these drivers here this evening as we are red flagged again here in our stock car feature. Pace vehicles are in. The track is clean on a busy Saturday night for the McCarthy Auto Group. A main feature for the stock cars for the inaugural running of the USRA Nationals. And bringing them around off of turn number 4 again. Dylan Anderson hits his mark, and we're back underway. Anderson likes that high line. Kyle Falk will follow him through. Hovden now will fall back to third. Car 15. See what they can do now off of turn 4 as here they come. The high side momentum as they're 3 wide. Here comes Donlin, the 33 car. Battles up alongside of Staley as they go into turn number 3 off of turn 4. The lead continues to be Anderson with Falk now finding some momentum on that bottom groove. Kyle Falk, the 67 car. And he will fall back into third. Mitch Hovden in second as they all follow. Dylan Anderson, your leader, but he was right up into the fence last lap, and he's got one to go. Dylan Anderson out of Decorah, Iowa. The 3 Decorah drivers have decided. Kyle Falk, Mitch Hovden in 15. Anderson, can he hang on for his biggest feature win of his career? Off of turn 4, here we go to the line. Falk give him a run, but Anderson will hang on for the win. Kyle Falk, Mitch Hovden, Steve Jackson, Kevin Donlin. Nice job, gentlemen, for 25 laps here tonight. And Dylan Anderson hangs on off of turn 4 out of Decorah, Iowa. Your Upper Iowa Speedway competitor. In the 44 car, you'll see him at West Union in the 44, but here tonight, he claims the top prize in our stock car division, winning the $3,000 inaugural event for the USRA Nationals here at Lakeside Speedway.
Welcome back to the Grassroots Racing Show. Hope you've enjoyed the USRA National Championship event, street stocks from, or stock car action as they're called, from Lakeside Speedway. Man, that's some good racing.
It was great racing, and you stop and take a look at where these guys came from. A lot from Kansas and Missouri, of course, but several from Minnesota, Iowa. I thought there was a fellow from Texas in there too, but there was quite a group of cars and drivers, and they really put on a great show.
They did. Some came in from Minnesota. There's a sprinkling of the field from Minnesota, but take a look. The racing is good in Kansas, but we always found when we were racing that those cars out of Iowa and those drivers out of Iowa are always well prepared. And you take a look at the stock car action from here. The first 7 cars, 1 through 7 in that, were all from Iowa, and I see 5 of them were from the same town in Iowa.
Well, Iowa and Kansas were both big leaders, when it started IMCA racing. We started with the midgets and things, and they started with the stock cars many years ago. And as a matter of fact, when a Kansan won the first NASCAR race, it was no one really had heard of NASCAR in 1949. But IMCA was the big leader, and I'm sure that there's a heritage that you'll find with many of these drivers from fathers and grandfathers who started in Iowa.
Oh, absolutely, and Iowa still has lots of small tracks, and they race. Sometimes if you wanted to race 5-6 times a week in Iowa, you would be able to do so. But when they stretch out a little bit and come into that competition, just like years ago when the sprint cars were getting going, Topeka, Kansas City area with the Weld brothers and Thad Dozier and those guys was an absolute hotbed, and that's where the good competition settled in, and it did here too. But even though these first 7 were from Iowa, this same event could be ran a week later, and you could shuffle that field and probably put some others, and it would not surprise me somebody from Kansas would win, or Missouri, or somewhere else. But this worked well. That track was prepared very similar apparently to what they're used to in Iowa, because they dominated that field, and the guy that won it, Dylan Anderson, set sail, and he was just smooth, and that's what it takes.
You remember when those guys from Iowa came to Kansas with their winged late models?
I do.
We raced at Topeka at that half mile. You young folks aren't going to believe this, but Topeka had a half-mile racetrack, at the fairgrounds, and you could almost throw a rock from the fairgrounds to the Capitol building.
Yeah.
It was that close, right in downtown Topeka.
Yeah,
no mufflers, and every night.
It was great.
The weekends of racing was,
Yeah.
you could hear it all over.
Yeah, people still talk about that. And speaking of talking about it, I hope you've enjoyed the Grassroots Racing Show this year. And our special thanks to Mike Kraft. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.